So what we have here is the Additel 760LLP. We've got it connected up already, so we've got the low port going to the low side of this device and the high port obviously going to the high side. It does have interchangeable sensors, so you can swap the sensors out depending on the ranges that you need, and then it becomes that measuring range controller. There we go. So in its simple use, it's very straightforward. So as you see, we're in pascals here. So if you touch on the pascal, you can then got all these pressure units you can change to. So we'll change to millibar, and then all you need to do is apply some pressure. So let's say we want to go to 5 millibar, and then the unit will do the rest itself. So it's going to generate this pressure, and once it gets in and around, it will start controlling the pressure. Once it's turned green, it means it's in control mode, and now it's just sitting there controlling 5 millibar. And actually, from you can see is the stability you're getting from the unit under test, and this is how we use it in its very simple form. Just type the pressure you want, and the unit will do the rest itself. We have nudge functions here which we can do, so if we set this up to go to 5 millibar intervals, and we can just touch on the side there, and then we will go to 15 millibar. Obviously the advantage with this is certainly we're having the high and low ports connected up. We're not getting any interference from barometric temperature and any drafts that are along in the system, and you get a nice controllable output from the unit. So that's what this unit can do in its very basic form. You can see we've got the process connectors at the top, and this allows you to do your milliamps, your volts, your switch testing. On this particular model we have the heart functionality as well, which is an optional extra, and again you can collapse that if needed, if you don't want that in the way. Top right, again we've got some extra functionality on here. Let's set this up so we can see it on the camera a little bit better. Hopefully you guys can see that. So we've got Calibrator, setup, task, data log, and so the task functionality is, again, it's an optional extra. If you go into Calibrator, you can then select whatever you're doing. So let's just say we're doing a pressure gauge, and if we go new test, you can then set the desired things that you need to do. So you can see here we've got the range set, the step mode, how many points you want to do, strokes, so one way or another, and how many times you want to repeat that. And then once all this is set up, we just click tick, and then we can zero the unit. And also we've got the manual button here, so it'll just manually go to the next point, and then you just type in the pressures that you want in there. So let's just come out of this mode at the moment because it's, and we'll vent this down. Also as well, it will pull a vacuum as well. So let's just go to -10. Just so you can see that working as well. So again, you can just see the level of stability you get from using this unit. And I can waft my hand, nothing really changes. So let's connect up a magnehelic gauge. So now we've got the gauge set up, so let's go to 1 inch of water. This will take a little bit of time, as the magnehelic gauges do have a fair amount of volume on them. But obviously what we're looking for is a nice controllable pressure at the end of it. You can also change the control rates. As you can see here, we've got the slew rate set to 50%, but we can increase that so we get a quicker slew rate, and also the stability criteria we can put in as well. We can put auto 0 on or off. We can put set point limits, so if we turn those off or on, you can then set them to whatever they need them to be. So let's go to 3. And so on and so on. This again will obviously pull a vacuum. Let's go to -3. You can obviously use the little nudge function down here to dial it in to get to our cardinal point. If you're doing a transmitter with a 4 to 20 milliamp output or something along those lines, you can plug that in here and obviously get the milliamp reading as well. And through this calibrator option up here, it will kind of run this task automatically for you as well. So we go into the setup. A few options in here around the 24 volts, communication, head correction, which is important. If you're calibrating this style of gauge, which is up in the eaves, and you've got a meter of head, you can actually put that in here and it will automatically compensate for that. Got a power management as well, so you can see how much battery life you got left, and you can obviously alter the brightness. Let's turn that back up. You turn the sounds on and off if you want to do that. You can personalize it. You can put safety data on. If you want to change the screen color, you can do. You can have white on black and black on white. System information, control settings. And that's fundamentally your 760 LLP.